What's up, Fragrant World? Welcome back to another Stay Fresh production. My name is Justin Copeland. On this channel, Stay Fresh Productions, we talk about everything fragrance related and then some. If you like this kind of content, then you're in the right place. Please consider subscribing. Stick around a while. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you never miss a video every time I upload. And please like this video. Again, if you do like this kind of content, it really does help with my visibility across the platform. Thank you so much in advance. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I don't know exactly what it's looking like for you, but for me here where I'm at, temperatures are dropping. We're getting closer to freezing. This is my favorite time of the year, so I don't really mind. As a frag head, it generally means that we can reach for our deeper, warmer, richer, sweeter, heavier fragrances that are more suitable for the cold weather. But every now and then, I think we still want to have a fragrance that has a relatively fresh scent profile, but has enough density and heft or even performance to actually function well in the cold weather. So I have about 10 of my favorite fragrances in my collection that do just that. They all have a freshness to them. They all might have a rich spiciness or warmth or sweetness or woodiness to them. And they all have decent performance to varying degrees. Some are stronger than others, but all of them should function just fine. So we're gonna start here. I got 11 fragrances actually here. So we'll start here. I was gonna make it an honorable mention, but I just said, why not make it 11? I do love this stuff. This is Dunhill Icon. It is relatively fresh, but it's also quite spicy and woody. Its freshness mainly comes from neroli, maybe even some petitgrain, but it is spicy with some black pepper, and again, it's quite woody. And it is an eau de parfum, if I'm not mistaken. It packs a punch, especially that black pepper. It really helps it kick off the skin quite a bit. So it is fresh, and it stays relatively fresh as it dries, which is why it's at the bottom. It doesn't really have any kind of transformation to it that would make it more suitable for the cold weather as it dries. But it in itself, its density, its concentration, and just the profile not being overly citrusy fresh makes it just fine for the cold weather. So I would check this out if you haven't already. Relatively inexpensive, especially in the discounters. There's going to be links down below. Check out Dunhill Icon. And you can just use it as a barbell too, because this thing is heavy. All right, here at the 10th spot, this is a brand new release. I did review this. I think I was maybe the first American reviewer to review this fragrance, which honestly never happens for me. So I feel very grateful for that. From the house of Armaf, this is a clone of Creed Silver Mountain Water, and this is called Club de Nuit Sillage. Again, brand new release. This is a clone, again, of Creed's very, very unique Silver Mountain Water, which is one of my favorites, but unfortunately, it has been watered down. I have a newer bottle. It might last me 3 or 4 hours on the skin. While it does, it's beautiful, but I really would only wear that in the heat, so where it can really open up and it can shine. But when it's cooler, I might reach for this one. It carries the same scent profile, honestly almost 1-to-1, which is scary, but it has more heft to it. It does stick around several hours longer, so I think it is going to be more suitable for the cold weather. The funny thing is about the scent profile, when it comes to Silver Mountain Water, they're literally trying to paint this picture of like kind of being in an alpine environment. It's cold, the air is icy and brisk. Again, maybe there's a body of water nearby, a river or something, and you're near mountains, snow and things like that. And the funny thing is that we wear that fragrance in the heat. But the picture it's trying to paint is one of being in, again, a colder environment. So I figured this would actually be suitable. And it's not your average freshie. Again, it has this metallic kind of scent to it. It's inky in a way. It has like a tea-like vibe. There is some freshness in there. There's a little bit of almost a fruity nature from black currant, and it's kind of musky as well. But it's so unique that it doesn't really just smell just like a warm weather scent. It smells like you could wear this really any time. So I would wear this because of its performance. I think it would do just fine in the cold. That's Club de Nuit Sillage. Okay, next, I actually haven't smelled this one in a while, so I'm gonna spray it on the test strip. to remind myself, but yeah. So this is a basic designer scent. It smells good. It's a flanker. This is from the house of Coach. This is called Coach Platinum. And it kind of suits this list perfectly. You have these fresher elements to it. It does have a spice to it, but it also has a sweet warmth to it. It has a fruitiness to it. There's pineapple in here, and there's also some vanilla. The way I can describe this, and I think other reviewers describe it, is like kind of Dior Sauvage, but with pineapple and vanilla. But it does have decent performance, and especially as it dries, the vanilla comes out more. It's still a little bit fresh, but mostly sweet and warm, and very pleasant. Definitely a compliment getter, and definitely not that expensive on the discounters. Check it out, Coach Platinum. Here at number 8, from the house of Authenticity Perfumes. One of my favorites from them for sure. Kind of almost has a barbershop quality, but more almost in the direction of a sweeter, warmer, creamier kind of a barbershop scent. This is called Riche, means the rich man. And as I've said in the previous videos, this has similarities to Armani Code, the original, but way more potent, but not overly so. It's not cloying, but it just has much more density. It has this creamy vanillic sweetness. It does have an aromatic quality, maybe some citruses in here as well, but overall it has a nice heft to it, and it's probably one of the most concentrated fragrances on this list. I think all his fragrances are 50% concentration, which is ludicrous, but it's good for you if you want to wear a fresher scent in the cold weather. This is going to do it for you, and this is a compliment getter. Riche from Authenticity, links down below. Also very inexpensive. Here at number 7, this one is definitely more on the fresher side, but it does have a prominent leather-like quality. I don't know if there's actually leather in here, but I do get a leather in here as it dries, from the house of Marc-Antoine Barrois. This is called Ganymede, which is an homage to Jupiter's largest moon and the largest moon in our solar system, called Ganymede. And this is such a unique scent. It is the best way I can describe it in one broad stroke. It smells like the inside of a brand new leather interior of a luxury car. That's what it smells like. It smells super luxurious. It is fresh. There's some violet leaf in here, which adds this metallic quality. There's some mineral notes in here. There's immortelle, which adds a little bit of this curry-like nature. It's unusual, but it works very well here. And like I said, as it dries, it kind of has this leather nuance that comes out. Again, I don't remember if leather is an official note, but that's what I get. And the performance is unbelievable for a generally fresh scent here, which is why it had to be on this list. You got to check this one out. A little pricey, but I'll see if I can link some samples down below. That's Ganymede. Here at number 6, one of my favorites from the house of Maison Francis Kurkdjian. I got many more I want to try, but this one is great, especially for this genre we're talking about. This is called Gentle Fluidity Silver. I did just recently talk about this fragrance in my Simple Fragrances video. You can check that out here. And it's, again, a simple scent, only a few basic notes in here, but the way it comes together is in an unusual way. It's this slightly sharp, sweet, creamy, almost clay-like warm scent, but again has a freshness to it. Interesting mix of things, and it doesn't really come off as a pyramid in terms of smelling top and then heart and then base. It all is just mashed together in one as kind of one unified accord, which is really beautiful, and performance is fantastic. Again, that is also why it's on this list. It's gonna last, it's gonna leave a great sillage trail. It has a freshness to it, but it has a nice sweetness to it that is quite sensual, if you're asking me. Gentle Fluidity Silver, again, a little pricey, but I'll see if I can find some decants or some samples down below. All right, we're into the top 5. This one is relatively new to my collection. This was sent to me by my friends over at Scent City, who I've been talking about for years now. I love working with them. They have a selection of some niche fragrances, some brands that you're just not really gonna have access to, at least easy access to, anywhere else. And I really appreciate that. And they do often allow you to sample those fragrances. You can buy them in sample form instead of going in on a full bottle, because many of them are expensive. This one is kind of up there too, but I don't think this is the most expensive. Beautiful fragrance here. This is called Field Notes from Paris by Ineke. I simply love everything about the scent, about the story, about just the vibe that they're trying to portray here. You can't see it here, but this bottle has so much detail on it. It has a bit of a map kind of detailing an area of Paris that I think Ineke spent a lot of time as she was learning about perfumery. I think she was in school there, and she would spend a lot of time in coffee shops or maybe in one particular cafe where she would be studying, and she'd be sitting there lingering over a cafe creme for hours and hours. This kind of has a bit of a fougere quality to it when you first spray it on. No lavender or anything like that. It does have, I think, African orange flower, which lends kind of an orangey sweet freshness, kind of creamy in a way. There's tobacco and tobacco blossom in here as well. And I think maybe some vanilla. As it dries, it gets this warm creaminess. And my favorite part of this scent is the honeycomb. And when I first smelled this, it immediately reminded me of something. I'm like, this reminds me of something I used to own years ago so strongly I could not place it until maybe several days later after wearing it again. I'm like, that's right. Lanvin Avant-Garde. Discontinued scent. I kind of regret selling it years back. I don't really need it now. The performance was not good at all, but it does carry a similar vibe to this. This just has some more complexity to it. But Lanvin also has that honeycomb. It might even have tobacco in it as well. I'm not sure, but that's a great scent. This is so great. You spray it on, it again almost has this barbershop style quality to it, but as it dries, it just gets so complex and it's so beautiful, so calming. You got to check this one out. Perfect. Again, a fresher profile, but with some warmth to it. Great for the cooler weather. I'm gonna link them down below. You can use my code JCRecommends to get 12% off. Check them out. Here at number 4, this one was sent to me recently by my friends at Osme Perfumery, which is in Miami. This is a brand new release from the house of MEMO. This is my first bottle from MEMO. I have several decants, courtesy of some very dear friends of mine. So I do have a couple of others that I want to pick up, but this one is gorgeous. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen it. This is called Sintra. And this is paying homage to a region in Portugal near Lisbon. Again, it's called Sintra. Kind of a beautiful, fantastical place with some lush rainforests, but some beautiful architecture. It's supposed to portray being in this very grand and again, fantastical landscape. Again, there might be a beautiful ornate palace, tropical rainforest nearby. There's a garden of white florals. You get a lot of white florals in here. So it does have a kind of a rich, creamy floral nature to it. There's a beautiful lactonic, almost like a milk accord in the background, and there's definitely some vanilla. So it starts off kind of fresh, white floral. You gotta enjoy that. But luckily it is balanced with a little bit of woodiness from some petitgrain, so it's not all the way floral. And as it dries, it almost turns marshmallowy. It kind of smells like a marshmallow in a way. There's some vanilla in here, and it has this confectionery vibe. It's beautiful. And this stuff is borderline beast mode. If you want a fresh white floral scent with some depth to it, this is one to check out. And again, great performance. I would definitely recommend sampling this, or you can check it out at Osme Perfumery. I'll have them linked down below. All right, here at number 3, this came from, again, my friends at a company that I've been working with recently. I've spoken about them a couple times already. They're known as Oceanus, and I did a video on them recently. I know a lot of you had commented on that video saying you checked their website and their pricing was just all over the place and it was pretty horrendous. And honestly, I took a look and I'm like, wow, yeah, a lot of this is bad. But I did relay that to the owner, and he realized that a lot of the structuring that they did was incorrect. So he said he's gonna go fix it. Exactly what that will look like, I'm not sure, but the prices should be better shortly. But they sent me Creed Viking, which is one I've loved for a long time. This is in that, again, barbershop kind of vein. It is kind of a fougere. It's fresh, spicy, woody, herbaceous. It's based around mint. It's based around pink pepper, some citruses like lemon and bergamot. There's some sandalwood in here. There's lavender. It is fresh, creamy, very, very minty, quite spicy, and has a warmth and a coolness to it all at the same time. Really gorgeous. Kind of has a vintage vibe, but still modern. I love it. I do have a code with Oceanus. If you want to check them out, they have a great range of designer and niche that they are expanding. I have a code, it's Stay Fresh, simple as that. That should get you a percentage off your purchase, should you decide to make one. But Creed Viking, nonetheless, no matter where you get it, this is really good for the cold weather if you want a fresh scent. Number 2, coming from my good friend, George Zaharoff. This is not one of the new releases. Those are both a little bit more polarized for me. One is day and kind of warmer weather, but still has some heft to it. And then one is much more spicy and rich and sweet. But this one is beautifully in the middle. This is the original signature Pour Homme. Still has these fougere qualities, lots of lavender. Has a fruity pear in there. It does have sandalwood, some cedar wood, I think, but it does have some oud and maybe some vanilla, some other spices. So it has a rich heft to it. It is very strong. It's a scent you put it on and you don't realize how strong it is until you spray one too many sprays. That's all I really got to say about this. Perfect for the cold weather. If you want a fresher scent that is going to push and actually be detected. That's Zaharoff Signature Pour Homme. I believe you can still get free samples of this at their website. Links down below. Okay, here at number 1, this was sent to me very recently, and this is one of the 4 newest releases, I think, from Amouage. I am so excited to have this and to have been experiencing it over the past week or so, and man, it has really swept me. I did not really know what to expect, but I did not expect this. This is called Enclave. This is transportive. It is intended to depict a very specific scene, and that is the Musandam Peninsula, which is in Oman. And there's fjords there's cliffs, supposed to depict these cooling fjords, refreshing the warm cliffs that have been baking in the sun. So again, it has this duality of hot and cold, similar to Viking, but so picturesque. Beautiful spearmint and cardamom. I mainly get a lot of cardamom. It's a fresh, cooling spiciness, but made even more intense with that spearmint. But it transforms so much as it dries. You have vetiver, patchouli, amber. It gets earthy, it gets a little woody. It stays sweet and warm. It is incredible. It has a simplicity to it. It doesn't come off as overly complex, but the way that it does come together, it's awe-inspiring. It's so interesting, even though it's not super brand new. There's something about this that is just fantastic. Again, perfect for this scenario that we're talking about. This is a fresher scent profile, but with so much richness to it. Beautiful tie to the earth in this bottle. I love this stuff. This has my ringing endorsement. One of my favorite discoveries of 2020 so far, without a question. Love this stuff. Gonna be wearing this as much as I can. You can check this out from the good folks at ZGO Perfumery. They're based in San Francisco. Nonetheless, however you choose to check it out, please check out Amouage Enclave. I love this stuff. Okay, so that is it. Now it's your turn to let me know, what is your favorite fresh fragrance or fresher style scent profile that you like to wear during the cooler months? I would love to know. Let's talk about it. I'm always looking for more suggestions. If you like the video, please like the video. Once again, it really helps me out and it costs you nothing. And please subscribe. Again, costs you nothing. All you gotta do is click a button. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much in advance. And thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. I'll see you in the next one.